Hello Taurus, welcome back to Misfits of the Zodiac. My name's Ace. I'm going to be doing your monthly reading for the month of August. I'm going to be picking 3 cards for your recent past, 3 cards for your current energy, and 3 cards for your near future energy, and then we will top it off with 2 oracle cards. One from my Wild Spirit Guide book, and one from the Wild Things Oracle, to kind of summate what we get. So, like I said, this first group of cards is going to be for your recent past. Ooh, that one wants to come out. Current energy in the middle here. Very cool. Okay, and then your near future. You might be hearing some banging next door. I tried to move around the workers, but they are currently fixing the roof next door, so hopefully you don't hear that. They have slowed down a little bit, but it's still going on, so I apologize in advance. I might be adding music to this, we'll see, just to kind of like make it a little more chill for you guys, but hopefully it's not too distracting. All right, so let's get into it. Your first 3 cards, you have the Standing Stone, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Athames. So the Standing Stone is all about you going within. If you can see, there's like this like circular kind of carving on this stone. It's asking for you to go within to, or that you already, really is more that you've already gone within to come to some sort of decision. And this card is asking for you to trust that decision. You had a choice probably between 2 things, maybe more, and you took the time to check in with yourself. Your instinct is correct. So it's asking for you to, take some time to be still. You don't need to do anything in this moment. It's basically that you've already kind of come to some sort of resolution about the decision that you've made, but you might need to either come to terms with it. Basically, it's saying you need to maybe take a moment, take a beat before you rush into acting upon the decision, because you might get more information that might be helpful to you. Obviously, don't take forever. You want to like get to it if you've already made the decision. But this is asking you to take a short space, short time, whatever that feels right to you, so that you can make that personal decision. You have all the information that you could need to make it successful, if that makes sense. I also love to point out, and I'll put up a little card to show you. There's this really cute little spider down here. Hopefully none of you have arachnophobia. I apologize in advance if that's the case. There's like a little web down here. This is all about the people that you know and the web that you're creating to make connections with people. So this decision might be in relation to someone else or a group of others that you trust and you care about, or you might be making a decision with those people or need to check in with those people to see if it's going to affect them, because the web is connected to everyone, if that makes sense. And I think that it's further backed up that that's potentially the case, because you have the 6 of Pentacles next. So the 6 of Pentacles is all about both giving and receiving help from trusted others. Usually, sometimes it's because there is a little bit of potential sneaky energy with this person. They have like something behind their back here that they're kind of hiding. There wouldn't be a need to hide something unless it's like a gift to that person that they're about to give, which is possible. So be aware that, there might be strings attached to someone giving you help. But it feels like with the Standing Stone that you got before, this decision might have to do with you either helping someone out and giving them some sort of assistance, in which case this person with something behind their back, making sure, like I said, with the Standing Stone, getting all the information, getting all the details before you might have made the decision to help them, but making sure there's no attachment there. Like, you helping them, you're not attaching some sort of some expectation that you're trying to. You want to make sure that you don't have expectation if you're going to help someone, and that someone doesn't also have an expectation if you're asking for help from them. So this is all about taking that extra beat with the standing stone to make sure you have clarity on everything before you both give or receive help. But it is beneficial to, with the decision that you came up with, just taking a second to just double check and make sure everything's on the up and up and there's no like weird hidden energy there. Okay. And then I feel the thing that's like backing all of that up is the Ace of Athames. This particular card of Ace of Athames is basically the Ace of Swords. So cute. But this is about that information. So there's some sort of information coming in, and that's why it's asking with the standing stone to wait, take a beat, take a step back for a second, look at the entire picture, because you're going to receive some sort of information that might come a little late. And if you rush right into the decision that you make, you might find out later that you could have maybe handled it a little differently, and it might put you in a better position. Again, you don't have to wait forever. Just trust your gut, trust your instinct when it feels like how long feels right to give it a beat. But there is definitely more information coming in, so taking a second would be beneficial. Okay, so your current energy, you have the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Nine of Athames, which is basically the Nine of Swords in the normal tarot. So with the Ace of Wands, this is all about potentially a business venture that you're beginning. Something is, you had the spark and now you're acting upon it. Okay, this is the very first stage of this. Okay, very first stage of you either starting a business, starting a project that you have a lot of passion for, because the Wands are all about that fiery passion energy. Or it could be starting something with someone else. Like we were saying before, the receiving, and because you got the Six of Pentacles, it could be you starting a venture with a trusted other. Maybe you're about to launch something with someone, and then getting all the information about where they're headed, where their head is at, then you can start to make the moves to actually like start to go after the goal, go after the intention that you set. Okay, so it feels like your current energy is, that's where you're at in the month of August. You're starting to see the beginning stages of moving through this past energy where you had to take a beat, check in with yourself. Now you're actually moving on that decision. Okay, I think it's great that the next card that you got is the Queen of Wands, because this person is very much in their power. Okay, she has that wand that we were talking about with the Ace of Wands, and she's making things happen. I like the fact that she's sitting very regally in this. She is on the main tarot as well. But this is all about, there's normally a cat in the normal tarot, which is about using your intuition, but also about independence. So even though you're working with someone, reminding yourself that there is a level of you doing your own tasks and you doing your own work on the side is going to help you feel the most in line with what you want to receive from this business venture or from this project that you're currently working on or getting ready to work on, so that you can feel in your power. So working with that person as two separates coming together to make the thing, I think is the best energy to have as a result of that. And try not to get in your head about it, because the next card that you have is the Ace of Athames. In this particular depiction, you have this this cute little bat out here. Okay, bats are symbolism for fears. Okay, they're in this particular depiction, she's crying for a perceived threat or a perceived worry that she has. So it's saying, though, that it is perceived. It's not the reality of the situation. So as long as you're standing in your power with the Queen of Wands on making that decision and starting to move towards that project, trying not to get in your head at all about what could happen and just be in the presence of what is happening and being grounded in this like Queen of Wands energy and very, not stoic, but like in your power, is gonna, the more you can get into this energy and not into this energy, the obviously the better the project is gonna be able to launch, okay, with the Ace of Athames, okay? So you want it to get off of the ground in a positive light and not be all up in your fears, all up in your head, okay? Because you might add an extra element of anxiety or stress that doesn't need to be there because you are very much in your power and you're moving mountains, okay? So try not to let your fears overtake you and have you get up to into this mental state that's not as healthy, okay? So that's your current energy. And then your future energy, you have the Nine of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and the Wheel of the Year. So with the Nine of Wands here, you can see in his face, he's got a very defensive kind of look in his face, okay? In this particular depiction, in the meaning for this, in this particular card for this is the Green Witch Tarot, by the way. He has job security, but he fears that he doesn't, okay? Because maybe something got hung up or it's taking longer than expected. And again, kind of getting into this mental fear kind of feeling. And as a result, feeling the need to be defensive and not trusting that he has job security, not trusting that he is secure in his decision making and in this pursuit towards this thing. Okay, so again, this is just reinforcing that you are secure where you're at. Try not to fear that you're not. Looking at every little, because what our brain likes to do is like give us reason. When we say, oh yeah, we don't have job security, it gives us all of these things to pay attention to that prove us right? So try not to let that happen if you can, okay? Be more in this Queen of Wands energy, and then you won't feel the need to be in this like very defensive energy where he's just constantly like looking around and feeling like he needs to defend himself where he's at because he feels at some level a sense of insecurity. Lean into this. Lean more into the security, this very grounded place, okay? And less into this energy. The reason that I feel like on top of the meaning of that card, the next card that you have actually kind of reinforces the first one, which is the Seven of Wands. This is a really great card representation because she is at home, she's in a sacred space, and she's putting up these wands on her wall. She's doing things kind of out of the ordinary, but it's working. So the meaning of this card is all about doing things the way that you do them and not the way that other people do them, because the way that you do them for yourself works, and it might not work for someone else. That being said, this Knight of Wands energy with that defensive feeling, you might be watching someone else handle it differently and going, oh, maybe I should be doing it the way that they're doing it. No. Stay in your own power. Stay in that Queen of Wands energy. You are doing it correct for you, okay? Also, don't let other people come in and be like, you should do it this way, you should do it that way. Try not to listen to that. It's just noise, okay? Because the way that you're handling it looks weird outside of yourself, but it's working. They might not understand why it's working. You might not even understand why it's working, but it is working. So if you continue to move in the energy of the Queen of Wands and standing your ground when you're feeling like a little insecure, instead of allowing it to take over with the Nine of Wands, reminding yourself, no, I'm in my power, I'm grounded, and what I'm doing is working for me. So keep moving because you're doing really well, okay? I like the next card because it's kind of like what you foresee to happen if you are able to stay in your grounded energy. Take some time, figure out the decision, make sure you're getting all the information, work through any anxiety that you have, staying in your groundedness, and then you are going to receive the Wheel of the Year, which is basically the Wheel of Fortune in the normal tarot. In this particular depiction, it's showing the wheel of the witch's wheel, the Wheel of the Year. It's also a Celtic reference, but it's the different Sabbats. So this is saying for the next 6 months, because it's in the upright, it's saying that you are about to receive, if you've been dealing with struggle, it's about to, things are changing. So the energy is moving into the positive for the next up to 6 months. Okay. So I feel like you're doing all the right things. It might feel, again, with that Seven of Wands energy, like, am I doing things really weird? This is really weird that it's working, but it's working. If you continue on this route and you don't get up in your head and you don't get too defensive about what's happening or not happening for other people, then you will receive your Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So, which is just the energy moving into a better, more positive space for you. Okay. So that's what I have for this particular setup. And now I'm going to go ahead and pull one animal card from the Animal Spirit deck and one Wild Things card. Ooh, the shark. It is upside down, but this deck is upside down, so I don't think it was supposed to come in upside down, but we will read both. I wonder if that's that, like, not trickster energy, but with the Six of Pentacles, remember when we were talking about the person that had that thing behind their back? Maybe just the reason you got the Standing Stone and the feeling of the need to, like, take a step back and give it some time was because there might be a shark in the water. There might be some trickster energy coming in, and it's asking for you to, like, take a beat so that you can recognize it and then make a shift so that they don't come sneaking in and, like, wreck things for you potentially, or just make things harder. It might not even be wrecking things at all, just making things harder on you for whatever reason. So obviously the shark is water energy, and let's see what it has to say. So directness, exposure, and revealing true nature and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes over us when we are hesitant to be honest, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. When in balance, intriguing, captivating, mysterious. When out of balance, sneaky and destructive. To bring into balance, honesty. That feels very much like we were saying, in line with this Six of Pentacles energy. And remember I was saying this person has, like, something behind their back here. Someone might be withholding information from you, and the whole reason that you got this Standing Stone is talking about if you take a beat, you're going to get this energy, this information that's going to better set you up for success, because this person might be asking you to get something from you, but there's something attached to it that they're not talking about. So it might seem really great on the surface. They might be like, oh, I can help you with that. But then they're having some level of expectation. This could also be you. Checking in with yourself to make sure, again, that you don't have ulterior motives is also really important. Like, that you're not being the shark and withholding information either. But I think as long as you take a beat, you give the information time to come to you, it seems like somehow the information will get to you, as long as you take a minute. You just take a second for you to receive it before you, even if you've made the decision, you're making the right decision. But something about the connection with other people, there might be some hidden energy, so just be aware of that. And then your last card is communion. So let's see what that's all about. I love all the little animals in this card. It's so cute. I don't think I've ever pulled this card. All right, so communion. Draw your allies close to you right now. It is time to commune with those you trust, whether you need support, guidance, or simply a kind listening ear that helps you truly hear yourself. You are being asked to express your needs in a safe, protected environment. Be witnessed and received, and if you have no one to hold space with right now, do not underestimate the invisible allies. Your favorite authors, artists, creators, and or spirit guides can be an active source of support in your life. Write a letter, explain your heart in a meditation or visualization. Some of your greatest allies are in the realm of unseen. Confide your truth, express your heart, experience the communion of your belonging. This kind of reminds me of that web that we were talking about in the beginning with the little spider. Sorry again for anybody who has arachnophobia, turn away. It's just this tiny little guy down here with his web, okay? So someone in your inner circle, or like it said, maybe you gravitate towards certain artists that are alive, or, you know, people that you look up to, authors, as it were, okay? That connection, there's something about that connection that's going to help you receive, but it's also going to give you that like extra boost to feel secure in not only where you're at, but in that decision that you are making. Or this could also be, you know, like we were talking about trying to get that extra little bit of information. Be aware of your surroundings, okay? So if someone knows that they're cheating you out of information, someone else is probably aware of it in your trusted circle. If someone that you trust comes to you with information, trust it. Trust it. This is feels very much like you have a very tight-knit circle around you that, and you guys all kind of look out for one another. So this potentially sneaky human that's holding this thing behind their back will be exposed. Okay, remember the shark was talking about a secret exposed? Okay, so the shark will be let out of the bag, as it were. So give it time, but trust your close-knit friends, because they will help you receive the information that you need so that you can make that decision on a very grounded place and not having to have fear like we were talking about earlier. Okay, so that is what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If it did, I would love to get your subscription and have you come back as a misfit, or a little like or a share to let me know that you enjoyed the reading, or let me know in the comments that it resonated with you. I'd love to hear that too. That really helps me know that I'm connecting with the community that we're creating here from the ground up. So I hope this serves you well, and I will see you next month for your monthly reading. Bye, guys.